At the National Assembly, a bill seeking the establishment of a National Counterterrorism Center for the coordination of counterterrorism policies and terrorism financing has passed third reading in the House of Representatives. The bill is one of the 4 executive bills passed by the House at Wednesday plenary. National Assembly correspondent Joke Adisa was there.
President Muhammadu Buhari on the 14th of March wrote the National Assembly requesting the passage of 4 bills bordering on terrorism, money laundering, public interest disclosure, and protection for witnesses against graft. Nigeria rakes the sledgehammer of the international community if it fails to pass these bills within a stipulated deadline. This is why the lawmakers convened this sitting. A short closed-door meeting ensued, after which they went into the day's business. In quick succession, the bills were taken through the first, second, and third readings.
Terrorism financing, proliferation and financing of the proliferation of weapons of mass destruction in Nigeria, and for related matters, HB 1980 be read the second time.
At the Committee of the Whole, all the bills are considered and passed.
Seeks to achieve is to bring the anti-money laundering laws in Nigeria to be in tandem with international best practice.
The bills are Terrorism Prohibition and Prevention Act, Repeal and Enactment Bill 2022, Money Laundering Prohibition Act, Repeal and Enactment Bill 2022, Witness Protection Management Bill 2022, and Public Interest and Disclosure and Protection Bill 2022. Outside the chambers, the spokesman of the House, Benjamin Kalu, sheds more light on the intent of the bills passed.
To make sure that most nations, especially as a member of the Committee of Nations, that they are judged odds favorably as those who are making effort towards ending corruption. I'm sure this will increase the rating when it is of this country before the eyes of the Transparency International when we implement this instrument the way it ought to be.
Ahead the primary elections of political parties, the House has now embarked on a 3-week break to resume on the 24th of May, 2022. Joke Adisa, TVC News, Abuja.
Still on security, the Nigerian Bar Association section on public interest and development law has condemned the attempt by the National Assembly to criminalize ransom payment by families of victims of kidnapping. NBA says those who pay such monies do so out of desperation because of government's failure to secure lives, which the legislator must address instead. Kemi Foladiemo has more.
The gathering was geared at updating journalists on the NBA-SPIDEL's forthcoming conference to be held in Sokoto State from May the 22nd to the 26th. The NBA section tasked with serving public interest also spoke on some pressing national issues. Recently, the Nigerian Senate passed a bill imposing a minimum of 15 years in jail for anyone who pays a ransom to free a kidnapped victim, as a way to discourage the rising spate of abductions in Nigeria. But the section calls the move a suicide mission.
It is very appalling, therefore, that the same country that has failed to provide security to the people it governs is embarking on a suicide mission of criminalizing ransom payment by the very victims that are helpless and desperate to save the lives of their loved ones. This piece of legislation under contemplation lacks logic and wisdom, and the House of Representatives is hereby advised to jettison the bill without any further consideration. It does not make any sense at all. Instead, the legislature is strongly advised to focus our laws that will strengthen national security and protection of lives and properties.
The group also urges Nigerians to be responsible on their choice of the next president, so as to avoid what it calls the grave errors of the past.
We refuse to believe that Nigeria is under a curse. If there is any curse whatsoever, let us consciously as a nation and vigorously break the yoke of that course collectively and choose a destiny of progress and growth. Let Nigerians arise from slumber and insist on leadership with antecedents, a leadership that can take us to our desired destination. It is possible if we collectively push for it.
The state of the rule of law and preparations for the 2023 general election in Nigeria are among the issues to be addressed at the conference. Several eminent speakers, including the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Ibrahim Mohammed, and the NBA President, Olumide Akpata, are billed to attend. Kemi Folademo, TVC News, Lagos.
A bit of politics now. The Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria wants major political parties to ensure they uphold fairness in the selection process of their presidential candidates. TVC News correspondent Tijesu Adeoye has details.
There has been a beehive of activities in the country's political space as political parties inch closer to the conduct of primaries to pick flag bearers into various political positions. There have also been divergent views and opinions about who gets what, when, and why. In some quarters, the conversation has been about the quality of the candidates that should step into the shoes of President Buhari.
This constitution that the military boys gave us.
The national coordinator of the Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria is joining the conversation and argues that it is reasonable to consider a power shift to the southeast. He says the country is in a critical state and is in need of excellent minds that can restore the good fortunes of Nigeria.
Who is going to be the president of Nigeria next year is critical. And where the president is going to come from is very critical. Let's not deceive ourselves and say merit, competence, or whatever you want to name it. There's no part of Nigeria you will go to, whether it's TV, whether it's Idoma, whether it's Ishan, whether it's Benin, whether it's a job, there's no how you cannot get a very excellent mind from that ethnicity. So, anybody arguing that zoning or rotational presidency is unconstitutional need to have his brain re-examined.
Presently, with the issue of zoning not clearly defined, no one knows which direction the pendulum will swing. Nigerians hope the decision of political parties will be such that it promotes fairness, social justice, stability, and the unity of the country. Tijesu Adeoye, TVC News, Abuja.
In other news, students of various higher institutions today gathered in their numbers to protest in Benin City against persistent school closures following the strike by the Academic Staff Union of Universities. The students who gathered at the popular ring road in Benin City with various inscriptions called for an end to the ASUU strike. They threatened to continue to occupy the streets until the strike is called off to enable them return to school.
We are here because we are tired of staying at home. For the past how many weeks, months, we have stayed at home without receiving lectures. And we as students, a course of 4 years has turned to 7 years and is uncalled for. And recently we heard that the Minister of Education State purchased form. Where is that money coming from? Where is that money coming from? So, we the students, we are angry, and the only way we can show our grievances is by coming here.